I've just come from, a few weeks ago, the Dakar Rally in Saudi Arabia. Round about 10,000 kilometres in 2 weeks. A walk in the park compared to what these two cars have done, boys. Fantastic cars, I have to say. There's an interesting story to be told. Who wants to tell me the story about the Round Australia? Repco, is that right, the challenge?
The 1979 Repco Reliability Trial, and I'll go first because this car beat that car.
I knew that, that's why I came to you first.
So this is a 1979 Holden Commodore VB. The dealer team built three of these, one for Peter Brock, one for my dad Barry Ferguson, Wayne Bell and Dave Boddy, and then there was a third car driven by Rhino Elton and Shaker Betta and a gentleman by the name of Barry Lake. This car you see here came second behind Peter Brock. It was leading for a lot of the event. We've kept the car as original as we possibly can. Every nut and bolt that came off went back on. And it's its first visit here to Rally Retro.
So how old is that and what year are we talking about it competed?
79.
79, that makes it 40...
3 years old.
It's incredible. And this car was the one it was up against. Tell me, I talked about the Dakar, which is apparently the greatest challenge in rallying just now at 10,000 kilometres. The event that you guys competed in, or these cars competed in, how many Ks was that over 2 weeks?
What was 18,000, I think, yeah.
So what kind of route? Where did it start? How did it go around Australia? Tell me about the route.
Started in Melbourne. It was going to go to Birdsville, but it didn't quite get that far because there was a bit of a flood, I think. And but we're right up into the South Australian outback, across to Perth, right around to Darwin, and then back. It finished off in the Southern Cross Territory roads, and then back to Melbourne again. Yeah.
One of the best roads in Australia. How did it work? How did it work in terms of the competitive element? In terms of there'd been a lot of liaison with there then time sections and.
There was a huge amount of competitive. There wasn't that much transport at all. Probably at least half was competitive. Yeah. And three-man crew. This has got a 140 litre fuel tank in it.
This is something that I thought the guys were winding me up about. There was a car that I came across at the Alpine, and it had 3 seats in it and a toilet in the back of the car, a porta toilet, because apparently
1968 London Sydney they put a toilet in, but
right?
apparently they didn't use it though. It was just
you'd have to be desperate, wouldn't you?
First idea, I think.
So with the three crew in the car, was it literally 24 hours? Were you going the whole time? You stopped for service, you stopped for fuel, but
the first stop was Adelaide, second stop was Perth, then all the way to Darwin. It was just unbelievable, yeah.
And what about the navigational element of it? Was it 3 drivers? Was it 2 drivers, a navigator? Or was it just there was no Google Maps in those days?
There was definitely no Google Maps. In the case of this car, Dave Boddy was the dedicated navigator, so he was the expert when it came to navigation. Barry was in the car with the idea of being the long haul driver, and then when it came to the faster stages, that's where Wayne came in as the quickest of the drivers in the car.
So it was all about getting the mix right in the car.
Yeah. We had Colin Bond driving mine. He built the cars, but he wanted to run the escorts. But Ford said, no, we haven't got any money. But we do have some money in our Cortina budget. Tried these 6-cylinder Cortinas. These things have got a 6-cylinder Falcon engine, 4 litres, and the whole car had to be redesigned from scratch. They did it in 2 months. My car has got a build date of the 6th of June, and they're off on the event on the 6th of August. Just absolutely flat out building those. Yeah.
Just unbelievable. It was an era that that in terms of rallying was really special, wasn't it? And I'd love to see more rallies like that these days. But is it possible? I'm not sure it's possible to run those kind of events now.
I think very difficult to do that again these days. And I think what's interesting when you look back at a lot of the photographs and videos that do exist at the event is the size of the crowds were huge, and they were huge all around Australia. And I just don't think you'll see that repeated today, sadly.
It's a shame, isn't it? But boys, it's wonderful to see these cars back out in almost, as you say, as near to original condition as you can get. Are they on the track today? You taking them out?
Yeah, taking it out. Yeah.
Who's going out?
They'll be out there.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to see them. They look great. I'm sure they sound great. Thank you for showing them to us.
Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.